The barn had stood on our ranch for over 100 years. My grandfather built the stone foundation by hand, my father raised the oak beams, and when I inherited it, I didn't just see a building, I saw history. But it wasn't just family pride keeping that barn locked. Decades back, the government designated it as a secured federal property because of what it held: a collection of rare agricultural seed vaults, drought research equipment, and historical farming archives stored under strict protection. I was its caretaker, nothing more, nothing less. And that meant nobody got inside without clearance. Nobody told Karen. Karen was president of the local HOA that bordered the south side of my land. To her, every fence was an obstacle, and every private sign was a dare. She believed the ranch was underutilized community land, and she'd been pushing me for months to let her host HOA events in that empty old barn. I refused, of course. But Karen never took no as an answer. One Friday evening, I returned from hauling cattle feed to find the padlock on the barn door snapped clean in two. The heavy oak doors were cracked open. My stomach sank. I stormed inside. There she was, Karen, phone flashlight in hand, heels sinking into the straw, pawing through crates like she was at a garage sale. Two of her friends stood behind her, whispering nervously. "This place is perfect," Karen crowed. "We can hold HOA wine nights here. He's not using it anyway." "Karen," I barked, my voice echoing against the rafters. "Step away from that equipment. Right now." She spun around, startled but defiant. "Don't you take that tone with me. This barn is community property now. You can't just hoard land while everyone else lives crowded." I pulled a card from my pocket and held it up, the federal caretaker credentials issued by the USDA and Department of Interior. "This barn is secured federal property. You just committed a felony by breaking in." Karen laughed, actually laughed. "Oh, please. What's the government care about some dusty old barn? You're bluffing." Then, as if on cue, the alarm system hidden in the rafters started shrieking. A silent tripwire had triggered when she forced the lock. 9 minutes later, headlights swarmed the ranch. 2 black SUVs rolled up, and out stepped federal officers. They didn't knock. They didn't ask. They walked right past me and surrounded Karen and her friends. The look on Karen's face when they read her the charges was priceless. Unlawful entry into federally secured property. Tampering with agricultural research archives. Obstruction of federal preservation law. Her shrill protests, "I'm the HOA president. This is a misunderstanding," didn't move them an inch. They cuffed her on the spot, escorted her out of my barn, and drove off while her 2 friends stood frozen, pale as fence posts. The deputies who arrived later only shook their heads. "She picked the wrong door to break down," one of them muttered. The fallout spread like wildfire. The HOA had to hold an emergency meeting without their president. Word got out that Karen had broken into a federal seed vault, something the county and the papers took very seriously. Within weeks, she was not just removed from the HOA board, but also staring down federal fines that could buy 3 ranches her size. Her house hit the market not long after. Nobody wanted to be associated with her embarrassment. Today, my barn still stands, quiet, secure, locked tighter than Fort Knox. Sometimes when I walk past it, I can still hear Karen's voice echoing in my head, "This barn is community property now." But all I see is the image of those SUVs rolling up, her mascara streaked, hands in cuffs, realizing too late that some barns are more than barns. Their history. Their heritage. And in this case, their federal property under strict protection. Karen thought she was breaking into an old shed. Instead, she broke into the one place where her HOA rules meant absolutely nothing. And that lesson came with a set of handcuffs.